there's a person I trust his voice.
Yeah.
Aside the Holy Spirit is my father. In the house, most people know I'm very quiet at home. I'm extremely introverted in my house. Now, this is the truth. The most important shared value is acceptance. Don't marry a submissive woman that learned it based on tradition, not conviction.
One of the perceptions we have about marriage is when you get into marriage, you're going to lose your freedom.
It's true. You lose your freedom. It's true. This guy. The truth is that marriage is the place that you become like God the most. Most men learn sex from pornography. In marriage, you sow to reap.
There's a popular Bible verse that says, one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000.
I'm not sure that Bible verse is about marriage. The Bible says, he who finds I finds favor. There's a favor that comes in marriage.
Are men truly polygamous by nature? On today's episode of ADITLSeries, I'm joined by a man whose journey beautifully blends medicine, media, mentorship, and marriage. Dr. Tochukwu MacFoy isn't just a medical doctor or content creator. He is a purpose-driven husband, a father, and a voice shaping how millennials approach love and responsibility in today's fast-paced world. Today, we explore his journey into marriage, the man he had to become to be the man his wife needed, and the unfiltered realities of doing life, love, and leadership the kingdom way. This one is for every man trying to get it right, and every woman wondering what a real man sounds like. So let's dive in. Thank you once again, Dr. Foy, for choosing to do this with us. You're welcome to the ADITLSeries mini podcast. So you just dive into the conversation. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm good. Woke up early, did my prayers, came back, set up my riverside. Yeah, I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I say my day went the same, or just I had to do a lot of setup, to get this together. So just to dive right in, I just want to know, I know you have a very beautiful wife. You always are very proud of online, and you have two beautiful daughters as well. And so my first question to you will be, how did you meet your wife, and how are you sure she was the one?
So I met my wife during my internship. So I'm a trained doctor.
Okay.
And she's also a trained doctor. So I met my wife during my internship. When I met her, I was seeing somebody else, by the way. I had a girlfriend then. And I'm not sure that girl is happy with me till now. I think she's forgiven me. But I had a girlfriend, but we just connected, me and my wife. I think she was even seeing somebody too.
Wow.
And from friendship, we became a thing.
Interesting. I mean, it's interesting because, it reminds me of the thing they say about, don't let your girlfriend stop you from meeting your wife. It sounds like...
I wasn't sure I was going to marry her. But I'll say this to you guys. Over my life, over the years, there's a person I trust his voice.
Yeah.
Aside the Holy Spirit is my father. So my father over the years has consistently shown us that when he prays, he hears God.
Yeah.
So one day I go for his birthday. I think I go for his 60th.
Okay.
I think it's his 60th. Yeah, 60th. Either 60th or 60th. And then I show him how he's like, oh, I'll pray about it. And then he said, okay, this girl has, and it was just from him saying that, okay, this might be the one. And yeah, that's number one. Number two was that I liked her. My wife doesn't want to be a star.
Okay.
She wants to be behind the scene. I like that. She complimented me naturally. You get the point? There was no competition. I don't want to be in the house. Most people know I'm very quiet at home. I'm extremely introverted in my house.
Wow.
Very. In the house, she's noisy. She can talk God for hours, like blah blah blah, like.
Yes.
So we, just by God's mercy, we had interesting opposites that worked.
Okay.
And here we are, 7 years down the line.
Wow. That's great. And that's very interesting to me, because one of the things I've been thinking about lately is you are very much out there with what you do in media, as an artist manager and every other thing you do. And I used to believe that when you are into stuff like that, you want to go for someone who is in that same space, who is doing a lot of stuff like you're doing, just because you want somebody who is like a support system to understand what you're doing without you having to explain yourself a lot. So what do you think about that orientation to marriage? Do you think people should initially go for someone who does the same thing they do? Because I used to believe that when you get into marriage, one of the things that keeps it going aside love is the fact that you guys have a lot of things in common, right? And all this sort of thing. So would you say that having somebody who is in the same career path as you, like, helps the marriage or keeps the marriage going?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So shared values mustn't be career. Shared values, for example, we share value in parenting. We parents, we agree on parenting. I'm in media, and I didn't want to marry a media person because of the pace of media. Number two, I always wanted to find somebody who was for me but not like me. Because yeah, she's for me but not like me, because the world is big. And the truth is that context is context. As much as you are great, your context is limited. You see the world through your filter, and I wanted a broader filter. So my wife is not really excited about my madness. So no, not really. Go. Shut up. You're noisy. But she's excited about parenting. She's excited about health. My wife is a fitness junkie. I love her world. She admires my world. She half and half. Yeah. So, but for some people it works. Marrying the same career, it works. There's a beauty in that too. There's a beauty in that. So just find what works for you, and make sure that they are shared values. Now, this is the truth. The most important shared value is acceptance. And that's what I would say, is acceptance. Is accepting. That's why I would say I'm a Christian. And I don't, not in a religious way, but in a way of my belief system. Marry someone that believes your belief system. That for me is the most important, because that belief system will not begin to help you shape choices, shape forgiveness, shape kindness. You understand? It shapes a lot of, because you can be in the same career and hate each other. Or even compete for the same oxygen.
True.
Yeah.
True. Wow, that's profound. I mean, like, I just to retrieve what you said. Shared values does not have to be career. It can be in other values,
Yeah.
And that's very profound, for me as a person, because as much as I feel like I should not, based on what you said, don't necessarily go for someone who's in the same career. I also want someone who is one way or the other going to be a support to what I'm doing, and encouragement to what I'm doing, and not a distractor to it. So yeah, I get
just to add.
Yeah.
The truth is that, let me say this, marriage is a long journey. And in the first 3 years of marriage, the lady might not support you the way you want to support you. Don't give up. You must be careful. You must be careful not to marry a puppet. Because most men already. My wife is a strong-willed person.
Okay.
Now she's supporting some of my visions. Now.
Right.
But that support is real support. It's from her heart. It's not contrived. It's not a regulation. It's not, this is what a wife should do. It's by conviction.
The conviction.
And it takes time. So make sure, marry who you love. And then make sure you guys begin to get convinced about each other. Don't marry somebody who will support you even if she doesn't love you. No, don't do that.
Interesting.
Just because no. Don't marry a submissive woman that learned it based on tradition, not conviction.
Conviction.
Dangerous.
That's deep. Conviction over tradition. Interesting.
Yeah, dangerous.
Thank you for that one. Thank you for that one. So quick one. So what hit you after the marriage or after the wedding that no one warned you about? Because when we see marriage, one of the perceptions we have about marriage is when you get into marriage, you're going to lose your freedom. You're just going to lose. I've met a lot of married men.
It's true. It's true. You don't lose your freedom. You lose your freedom. It's true. This guy. You don't lose your freedom. You lose your freedom. No, but this is the truth. The truth is that marriage, honestly, is the place that you become like God the most. God is selfless. Marriage, if not real marriage, not it breaks you. It does break you. Yes. I used to be very like a nightlife guy before marriage.
Okay.
I worked for media 10 a.m., 10, 11 p.m. I'm out. When I married, I shut it down because I didn't want my wife to be thinking thoughts that there was a liar before my lifestyle begins to stress her. Do you get the point? So
yeah.
There are a few things in marriage that, number one, is that the way most men learn sex is different in marriage. Most men learn sex from pornography. Most men. Marriage is different. In marriage, you sow to reap. In porn, you just reap. No sowing. You just so in marriage, your wife is not. You must show her love, listen to her. Sometimes there are a lot of things about marriage that reflects who you are. One will be sex. Sex is beautiful in marriage, but it's different. Beautiful is different. The second one is sacrifice.
Yeah.
No sacrifice. The third one is change. People evolve in marriage. The person that I married is different now. A bit. You get the point?
Right.
Yeah, the person I married is different. So yeah.
Interesting. Thank you. So there's this belief that a lot of guys have. I used to have that belief. I'm not sure if I still have it. That you need to have everything in place before you get married, because you want to treat your wife like a king. You want to enter marriage where your wife is treating you like a king. You want your wife to treat you like a king, rather. And to get to that kind of treatment, you want to enter into marriage having everything in place, your career, your job, and all that stuff. And with that kind of mentality, a lot of men would marry quite late, and all that. So I want you to say from your own perspective, do you think that's a right mindset to have? And what would you say from your own perspective or from your own experience? Would you say you married early, and would you have wished to have married much earlier?
I'll say that there's a lot of context in your question. So first of all, the real infrastructure of marriage is not only money. Money is important.
Okay.
Money is important. But the real infrastructure is capacity as a man. Capacity. So you can marry a boy with money, not a man. Marry a boy that has money. So capacity. And capacity means that capacity shows with your responsibility, being able to respond like a man.
Right.
Not like a soldier, not like a gorilla, like a man.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one. Now, but there are many things about marriage that, for example, in Africa, families help families support. Families help marriage. So My father can chip in, my mother can chip in. I said, so there are a lot of contexts about have everything. You get the point? There are a lot of context. I know a couple who married, and then the father had the guy's father had a small house, so we give the guy grew in it for about 3 years. Now they are in their 40s. They've built many houses. There are many. So that the context of have everything is different.
Okay.
It's different. What I would just say is that it's different. What I would say is that money is important in marriage because money helps remove the pressure of some things. I didn't say only money. Money is important in marriage.
Okay.
2, self-awareness. Knowing who you are is very key in marriage. Very key, self-awareness. 3, community, relationships. It's best to marry and then you have mentors, you have friends, because that support system really helps in marriage. Isolation is, even if you have money and you are isolated.
By friends, you mean like friends, family friends, or just your own friends as an individual?
Mentors, friends, community.
I see.
Yeah. Now, for most men, I understand that traditionally and culturally, men have to provide.
Right.
But if you and your wife have to have a friendship that can give you. But if your wife, you must be realistic. If your wife comes from a certain kind of level, you have to work hard to try and match or communicate.
Right.
You understand? Because there's no same marriage. It's very subjective. Very subjective.
Yeah. Person. Thank you very much. So quick one. There's a popular Bible verse that says, 1 will chase 1,000, 2 will chase 10,000. You are in that experience of marriage already. I don't want to go so direct, but would you say that marriage really got you moving faster? Or would you say marriage slowed you down? Or would you say marriage generally slows anybody down? Because I used to believe that when you get married, you have more responsibilities. You're attending to children, you're attending to your wife, many things. So how do you now combine that with your own career and everything? I just feel like it's not supposed to make you move faster. It's supposed to make you move slow. So, and how then does the principle of chasing 10,000s come into play if marriage actually makes it move slower? What do you think about that, sir?
I'm not sure that Bible verse is about marriage.
Okay.
No, but one to chase 10,000 too. So marriage slows you down and marriage speeds you up. It's both. Marriage slows you down. It slows you down because the single life makes you a butterfly. You can decide to just moves. No, so marriage slows you down. Number 2, marriage to become one. Even you that you are one, are you one with yourself fully? No. Even you that you are one, you are still struggling with yourself. Imagine 2, you become one. It's not easy. It takes time to become one. So it slows you down. But it speeds you up in a few things. Number 1, marriage. The Bible says, he who finds favor. There's a favor that comes in marriage. That's 1. 2, there is a speed of sexual purity. If God can help you and you become pure in marriage, that's nonsense single sex madness. It can, like the spiritual realm, in the realm of the spirit, the purity. There's purity. Yeah, the point is pure and there's purity there. So that's number 2. And then number 3, which is very key, marriage makes you focus. It brings because you don't have children, you have school fees, you have this, you're focused, and that focus compounds. So yes, marriage speeds you, but it slows you down in some places, not in a negative perspective, but more in a pulls you back to push you forward.
I get that. That's interesting. I like the balance you gave to it. Marriage slows you down and also speeds you up, but in different contexts. That's interesting. This is just a little food for thought for me, and I believe for as many people that are going to listen to this. So I've got 2 more questions, and this second to the last one is, and this one I just asked a friend and asked randomly, what question would you like to ask? I'm going to speak with Dr. Foy. And the person wants to know, as a, you're a very busy person. You travel around. I mean, you just completed one show for one of your artists, Great Mantakit, and I believe there are other projects you have ahead of you. So how do you keep this spark going in your marriage? You've been married for 7 years now. Like, how do you keep this spark going with your schedule?
She came for the marriage. She came for my event.
Nice.
You saw her. She came.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so we've been able to. There's no destination for us. We just enjoy the journey.
I see.
There's no. We're not running somewhere. We are the somewhere. We both are the destination. She's involved. She comes in, and then let me say with you. I look busy, but I have time. Let me explain. I can shoot a whole show in 2 days, and I have 2 days free. So I know how to look busy out there, but keep time for my family.
Right.
So they're priority for me. They're my safe space. And then I don't like talking too much, so I believe in quality conversations. So if you're around me, it's almost go straight to the point.
Yeah.
So we talk quality. We play, we can watch movies together. She likes eating out. We know how to do all that. But my core, when we're talking, we go straight to the point. We hit the real issues of our family, of our lives. Yeah, and that thing, you train for it. You train yourself. You train yourself to maximize communication. Dear women, make sure you don't confuse emotional for communication. Emotional blabs. Don't do that. Dear men, don't confuse control. No, work on yourself to get clarity, and clarity helps. So you have to do the work. Think, then talk. Because if you guys can help each other assimilate, it's good now.
True.
Yeah.
True. I don't know if I should make this my last question, but it's a question that just popped up, and the question is: are men truly polygamous by nature? Because, to be honest with you, I know these questions are very, very. To be honest with you, I it's very high tendency you're married. I mean,
like you're going through it. You love girls. Like you want to die.
So even when it comes to relationship, I believe there has to be. Sometimes I've had to think about it. I'm truly polygamous by nature, because I've met too many married men out there at work and other places that would want me, because they believe I'm single, they want me to help them get, single babes and all those stuff.
Small
I'm like,
talks.
it makes me scared about marriage. I'm like, if I'm going to get married, I'm being like, let me just be single then. You know?
I'll say this to you. The most powerful organ in the body is not the man under there. It's the brain. The left hemisphere is where there's logic.
Right.
The right hemisphere is where you express creativity, imagination, and the rest. You experience God on earth through your brain.
Right.
If you damage your right hemisphere, you can't experience God. You can't imagine. That aura worship, it can't happen, because you must translate everything from your spirit to your soul to the brain. The brain is the interface of the earth realm. Nothing can happen outside the brain for a man.
Right.
That brain can be trained. That brain can be trained. I agree. Most men are polygamous. I agree. It's even the adventure of it. It's the adventure. Man wants to hunt. It's all that. But you can train your mind by mercy, by grace, and by understanding. For example, there's a part in the Bible that says, don't be sexually immoral or be like Esau, who for a morsel of porridge lost his inheritance.
Yeah.
So that means if you are sexually immoral, you are like Esau. That means for every time you're having sex, you're losing your destiny. Hey! It would give you. So you can train your brain by revelation. You understand? You can, number one. Number two, children don't need polygamy. The love of a father and mother is what helps a child.
Right.
So you also have to do it in grace, do it by training your mind, and do it for your children.
Right. Thank you very much for that. Do it for your mind, do it for your brain, this is your brain, and then do it for your brain, and then do it for your children, and of course for your wife. Oh, thank you very much. So that's I mean, I don't want to keep you are a very busy person. I'm not gonna take your time much for that. Finally, to every guy out there, to myself and to every other person, to every lady listening to this right now, I just want you to tell us, would you recommend early? Would you say get married already, or take your time, develop yourself to get married? What's your philosophy? Marry early or build yourself and then marry? That's final.
Build yourself. Build yourself. Build yourself. Build yourself. Whether you're marrying, whether you're not marrying, build yourself. In marriage, if you don't build yourself continually, you will wreck your marriage. It's a forever journey of building yourself. You get it? Yeah. Forever. If you don't work on yourself in marriage, you will hurt your spouse. You will.
Wow.
You will.
Wow. This is profound and a lot of bullet points. So thank you for doing this with us, Dr. Foy. You didn't just speak, you served. And we are really honored to have you on this podcast.
Thank you.
I believe that a lot of people are going to be blessed. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day ahead of you.
Thank you.